I work at Key Project. I have previously been a recipient of Foodbank food through the Ohana distribution, which takes place on our campus at least once a month. We're averaging every month. Our emergency food goes out to, I'd say, 3 to 5 different families each month. And our Ohana food distribution, again, we're about 80 families. Local churches help us out, and they're able to contribute about 800 pounds of food, non-perishable food in a year, whereas year to date we've received from the food bank already 93,221 pounds of food. So if the food bank wasn't there, I'm not sure how we would be able to handle.
The food bank really helps our organization to extend services out to the clientele that we're working with in the north end of Kaneohe Bay and into Ko'olauloa, and actually anywhere. Anybody can come to the food bank. We used to do the weekly distributions, non-perishable items. Getting into the Ohana produce program with food banks support has been terrific because it's cut down on our coming to town. They bring the truck out, we unload with a forklift and organize into bags and so on for families that come from the very area that we serve. So it helps us to extend our services and move our mission forward. There's one particular person I have in mind that really jumps out as a beneficiary. This is someone who is standing in our food lines at age 40 plus, a grandmother. And as she was standing in line week after week, she became aware of other programs that were available at Key Project, and eventually ended up in our Sea-Based program and went from the food lines to getting her high school diploma at well over 40 years old. And I think that's a terrific story. It's about networking of services. Food Bank has been terrific at doing that, working with nonprofit organizations and delivery points and all over the island. So people can benefit. If you have a really good safety net, you're going to catch those who have the need.
Well, the food bank has helped me by being more involved in my community, I would say. I started to work for Waianae Baptist Church and became the director of the food bank ministry at the church. We see a lot of different groups. It's families, elderly. We see people who are displaced. They're living on the beach. We see young people. It's a variety. I cannot just say it's one group of people. It's all kinds of people from all walks of life. It's the aloha spirit, and that's part of the sharing. And that's what the food bank, that's what our organization is about. Our Waianae Baptist Church is sharing the love and the aloha and being able to help everyone that we can.
I'm a single parent. I have two beautiful children, and I live in Waili. How I got introduced into the Waianae Baptist Church and their food distribution was through a friend of mine. At that point in time, I was not interested in the food bank. My needs were all met at the time. But she wanted me to come in to support her, and then like a couple months, maybe 2 or 3 months down the line, I found myself in that situation as a friend of mine. So I continued to go to Waianae Baptist Church so I could provide for my 2 children.
If the food bank wasn't there, it would be very hard to do the scale of ministry that we do on a weekly basis. We serve anywhere at a number probably earlier in the month when folks have got their food stamps and got their EBT cards, probably close around 80 to 100. We don't turn anybody away, so if anybody comes, we're willing to help, provide them with a hot meal, provide them with spiritual needs, provide them with a box. Our hope is through the food bank, through the service that we offer, that not only are we ministering to them personally, but we're changing one heart at a time. You got to change the heart in order to see a lifestyle change in the person.
Food bank wasn't around. A lot of people in our community wouldn't have just that extra help, to help them get through the month. I know of a family that lives in our community. They have a lot of kids, and I know that they didn't really want to go to the food bank, I kept encouraging them to go, and I would just give them a few extra stuff that I got, and she finally started going, and her kids would come, come over to my house and tell me, thank you so much, Auntie, we got the cereal and it's so good. And so she's been going now, and so I know it's really helped their family.
Well, the food bank has really helped our community. We service the whole North Shore from probably about Ka'ava to Sunset. The groups that's been coming is all types. A lot of times when people think of food distribution, it's for the needy, but it's what we are seeing is underemployed, and a big percentage of our recipients that come to our food bank are employed. It's just that with the economy and the way it is now, it just needs a little help, and this monthly distribution has really helped them meet their needs. The biggest contributor for our food bank is the food bank itself. So with that, we wouldn't be able to meet the needs of the people that we're now meeting. This guy had stopped by, and he had stopped by and he had said that, is this really the House of Hope? And so he was really down, he lost his job, and he was, had to leave from where he was. And so we did actually provide him, with some canned goods, and we explained to him that we were going to have a food bank. We also have a feeding that we do at our park in the area and stuff. And he has come, and he actually did say that it gave him faith in mankind. He's gotten back on his feet. He has a place to stay, and he still comes by and sees us. I would say thank you for their continued services, and that their services is such a vital part of the distribution that goes on in our community, and also in other food banks around the state of Hawaii.